Yes, people. Welcome back to the finished article. And this is Fergie time. And what an episode we have for you today. You can see what we're going to be talking about in the title of the video. This is the finished article. Nothing's too controversial for this channel. We talk about what we want to talk about and we say what we want to say. And when I say we, I mean me and the boy is back. This guy is back. How are we, bro?
Bro? It's been a
All
while, bro.
good?
How you doing?
All good, man. All good. All good. Ready to crack on with this episode, bro. Ready to crack on.
I know you are. I know you are based on what we talked about before.
I mean, when was the
Let's
last
go.
time? When was the last time we actually did a Fergie time video, bro? How long has it been? It's been about what 4 or 5 weeks, maybe.
When United were in the top half of the table, still in the Champions League, and it's
Oh,
been
this
a
guy's
while.
going nose blind.
When Greenwood
How
was
it
in the
is, bro.
side, there was plenty happening before then.
I see how it is, bro. I see how it is.
It's so good. Actually, I
Oh, that's
remember
mad.
one because you guys will remember the video that you young boys. So we did that post match reaction. Do you remember the video on the way back to the car when we
Oh
need to
my
let
days,
you?
was that the last one when we were at the
Yeah.
stadium?
Oh man, that was like painful. Oh
No, are you
man.
sure that was the last one?
Yeah, that's the one. That's one I
Wow.
remember.
The
Yeah,
little short video that we did while we were walking out of Old Trafford after we beat Young Boys.
oh man, that was painful.
Ah, that was
Well,
painful, man. Painful days, man. We've had more painful days since then, bro. We've what? Knocked out to the Champions League because we couldn't score to save our lives against Atletico properly. Um, I don't know, mate. I don't even know
bro,
where to start.
before you jump in, you know what? I'll start this. You can bring in Ten Hag, his mum, his dad. You can bring Pochettino, his kuta, whatever, his dog, his pet, whatever. You got to understand. You're telling me you've got Bruno, Ronaldo, Rashford, Pogba, and you're telling me these guys can't string a pass together and they don't know what the goal is. Any manager knows. Yes, okay, I understand there's a style in play, but bro, this is like basic. Bro, you know what? You might as well play you and me. We'll have a better chance. Well, at least we know what the goal is. And
Bro, I probably
as long as I
last
just,
like what 20, 30 minutes in that game. I'd be dead, bro.
that's more than I can say for the McFred partnership, bro.
Oh wow, here we go. Here we go. Straight after that McFred partnership, yeah, bro. Do
Let's
you
go,
know
bro. Let's
what?
go.
Let's talk about a couple of the players, yeah. So firstly, I want to talk about Paul Pogba.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go off the bat, bro. Pogba is one of my favorite players in football, and Man United don't deserve him. They just do not deserve him. The fans have turned on him so quickly. It's unbelievable, right? Like he's one of the best midfielders in the world, right? And he's a World Cup winner with France, and he can perform. It's just at United, he's always playing in a different position, playing with different people around him, a different system, a different formation, whatever. You can't expect a player to be consistent when the team and the plan for the team is inconsistent. It just doesn't work.
yeah. Actually, so to jump in on that point, I'm glad you raised that. So, I think we spoke about this yesterday evening before.
Yeah, we
So
did. We did.
Pogba basically, like I said, if you fit him into a system that you can keep him happy and play everyone else around him, I think he'll do great. The problem is because you're chopping and changing and you haven't got a style of play because we've had previous managers walk in, so that's what's going to happen. And then
Mm-hmm.
the problem is we didn't tie him down to a long term contract earlier, and the deja vu is he'll walk away for a free
Didn't this
for the
happen
second
last
time.
time we had Pogba?
Yeah,
He left on a free and went to Juve and absolutely flourished at Juve, turned into one of the best midfielders in the world, came
we
back to
know
United, and
we know
United just
Pogba
screwed
can
him
do.
over again.
We know what Pogba can do it because we saw what he did first game of the season against Leeds, where he
Yeah,
got like I think it was a 4 assists or
when
something
he's
like
on
that.
form, bro, when he's on form, he's the best player we've got. Now,
Yeah,
like I said earlier, just like I said when we were talking about Pogba there, bro, United fans and United don't deserve him. When I say United fans, I mean those pieces of shit fans that will just turn on any single player just because he's had a couple of bad performances. You've got to understand Pogba's. been inconsistent in his performances because the team around him is inconsistent and his position's been inconsistent. Now, another player that the fans have turned on is Bruno Fernandes. Right?
Yes.
You've got to understand, when he came to United, he's been here for what, 2 seasons now?
Yeah.
He carried Man United for 2 seasons under Solskjaer. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have finished in the top 4 whilst Solskjaer was our manager. Now he's having a bad season. The fans have turned on him so quickly. It's unbelievable. Such a bunch of ungrateful fans, man, that turn on people like that.
Yeah, I you know what? I know that every player has ups and downs, and this is just his phase of going through a bad period. So the fact that people are turning on him is quite ridiculous. I think they just need to realize that, like you said, it's not just a one-man team. You've got the fact that we can't defend, we can't string passes together. It's a collection of issues. So to blame it just on Fernandez is probably not fair, and I think those fans are not real fans because they haven't watched the team long enough.
The thing is, like, the first 2 seasons he was out, I don't even think he missed a game, bro. So he's obviously played every single game for United over 2 seasons, plus the international games that he had, and then you've got the pre-season and everything. The guy's just been run ragged, bro. And it's all coming up. It's all coming to hit United now because he's been run ragged by them so much over 2 seasons. He's just not playing like he was in them 2 seasons because he just doesn't have it in him anymore. He's just been pushed to his limit too many times. He needs some time to recover from all that.
Exactly, yeah. So he needs a summer off to recuperate and do the guys.
But then this summer you've got the World Cup.
It's in November, December, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, they've actually moved it to winter, haven't they? Forgot about that because it's in Qatar, isn't it? We will talk about that obviously on another episode of All Things Football. But what are your thoughts on, firstly, obviously, the situation with Pogba and the situation with Bruno at the moment? What are your thoughts on that?
So, my take on it is that Pogba, you'd like him to sign a new contract. Now I think he'll stay.
I don't think he will, bro.
So my gut instinct, okay, yes, I could be proven wrong, and I'm happy that if I'm wrong, or I'm not happy. I'm happy if he stays, but if he goes, then fair enough. But my point is that I think Pogba has a lot more to add to the team once we get a decent manager in, and I'm not talking about getting some clown that hasn't managed anywhere and some sentimental issues that we've had, or some guy that can't manage in the Farmers League. I'm talking about a proper manager. So I think he'll do well because the team is good enough to win championships. You just need to add
100%.
a few bits and pieces. And what I mean good enough, I mean if you take the fridge out of the back, and if you instill a little bit of like positivity, take the armband off the fridge, stick it to the guy that knows the only thing he knows
how to get it done.
Yeah, knows how to get it done. Fernandes is perfect. Pogba is perfect. Hell, you know what? Donny van de Beek as well. You could throw him into the mix.
You've just mentioned Pogba there as giving him the captaincy. And I wouldn't be surprised if United offered him that to keep him.
Give it to him.
Because I think that would be a good move for United. Because having a player like Pogba as captain, I mean, you saw his speech that he gave to the French team at the World Cup final, didn't you? Now, if he can get that type of reaction from the United team as well before big games, what more do you want, bro?
Bro, the guy is a serial winner, so he knows how to win things.
100%.
What the problem
I don't know if you've heard his comments. Obviously, he's with the French team. They've asked him questions, and he's basically said the last 5 years, which is the time he's been at United, it's just been a waste of his time. Because he hasn't won a trophy, and he even went on to say he's asked, where he stands at United, and he just doesn't get an answer. It's like he doesn't get an answer on his position, on the tactics, anything. So how can you expect him to perform when you're not giving him the instructions or the information he needs to do that?
Exactly, yeah. So you know what he's good at for France? You replicate that. Everyone else can play around that because Fernandes is interchangeable. Ronaldo does what Ronaldo does.
100%, bro.
But certain players, you gotta respect that their talent fits into a thing, and you have to keep to that. And I think that's the problem because you've gone from Mourinho, then you went to Oli, and now you've gone to Ranić, and now to be confirmed whoever it's going to be. So
Yeah,
that inconsistency doesn't help. Now, let's be honest,
100%.
Mourinho that was at Chelsea when he started isn't the Mourinho that came to United because he was just
No
old,
chance.
outdated,
No
and he was
chance.
past. Yes, he won the Europa League, but he won the Europa League. We won it simply because you played Pogba in the right place and you had Zlatan playing. United
Mhm.
need these born winners, i.e. your Varane. So if you're telling me that the fridge isn't good, then you take the fridge out, you switch to a back three, and
You
and
don't even
and
need
you
to switch to a back three though. We've got Eric
okay,
Bailly who can play there. You've
okay,
got
yeah,
Lindelof who can play with Varane, and you've also got the boy Phil Jones who can play there.
yeah.
And
Blast from the past.
right now, no word of a lie, bro. I would pick any of those three over Harry Maguire right now, just because Harry Maguire has played so bad and given away so many goals. And he's the captain. He's meant to be a solid centre back, and he's giving the ball away in stupid places because he's doing stupid things, and we're conceding because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like,
But
I think what's happened here is Leicester have done us dirty. Like when he was playing for Leicester, there was no pressure for Harry Maguire. He was playing for Leicester. Whatever they did from winning the Premier League and onwards, they were they weren't expected to do it, so there was no pressure on them. But at Man United, there's pressure. There's the constant pressure to win trophies, and that's got to him. He can't handle that pressure.
yeah, he did well at Leicester because there weren't any expectations on him.
Exactly,
So when
bro.
he walks
Exactly.
into a United side, it's actually should be easy for him because he should just be like, okay, I'm now
I've
at a
done this
winning
before.
club.
He's like, he should turn around and say, I've done this before. I've won the Premier League with Leicester. I'm at Man United now. It's a guarantee here for us, or it should be.
You know what? I think he crumbles under pressure. I think he can't handle pressure. It
He
just
can't. You can tell, like when he concedes the goal, or if Man United concede, look at his face. He looks dejected, right? And then look at Ronaldo or some other players. They look they look fired up. Like, nah, we need to win this. We need to get back into this. And if you're having people with two different types of mentalities in the team, some players are going to try and perform and try and win the game. And then you've got idiots like Harry Maguire who's just going to doze off, innit? He's not good enough for United. He
Harry
never has been.
Maguire basically is the funniest thing that I want to give you. So a few weeks back, we got Man United got absolutely slapped around by Man City. The first couple of goals, because I know we were speaking during the game,
Mm-hmm.
Harry Maguire basically all he had to do was clear into row Z or into the
Yeah,
astronaut.
exactly, bro.
He miskicks it and then gives it to De Bruyne to blast in the first goal. Then by the time it came to Mahrez's goal, you were like, because I was there, I was watching it, and I was 2 seconds ahead of you, and I said, "Bro, don't watch this." It was so
I
bad.
remember,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you got to the point. You know what, Shaz? You might as well just turn it off now. It's over. And I'm like,
no, no,
what do you
bro.
mean? And he goes, just wait a couple of seconds. You'll see.
No, it was that bad. So you're telling me the captain can't organize the defense to go closer, defend it, and the worst bit is when we don't have the ball, or when Man United don't have the ball. Sorry, they don't press. So like they let the opposition just
Mhm.
pass
Yeah.
and like
They've
it's like
got
going
no
for a
plan when they have no that when they haven't got the ball, they sit back like they can actually take the pressure of another team. But then you've got Harry
no, yeah,
Maguire in defence. How can you expect them to not score? You've got Harry Maguire in your defence. It's like what? We've
yeah,
got a
no, I
little
agree,
comment
man.
popping up here from Darren. United need a man's manager, not one who's scared to bollock the players. Yeah, exactly. You need a manager who can come in and like the players will be like, yeah, I've got to listen to this guy. He's the boss, and if I don't, I'm going to get punished. It's like Solskjaer was too friendly with the players, and
Yeah.
I think that's what was his downfall. Like he let the players run the team instead of himself, and you could tell.
Well, you only had to see the fact that Man United at the start of the season had Oli. They lost 4-1 to Watford, and you knew at that point, I'm like, why didn't you just get rid of the guy in the summer? So me and Chaz were talking about this whole summer. get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him. And Shaz actually won. So I said he'll last till December. My man didn't even make it to Christmas.
I told you he's not going to make it till Christmas, bro, didn't I?
He didn't make it to Christmas, and
I'm
I'm like,
sure I said that in one of the previous videos. I said this guy's going to be gone before Christmas. Early Christmas present, boys.
but this is the problem, right? Why would you accept mediocrity and not just say,
That's
look,
it.
we need to? So you're telling me the club the size of United can't take their checkbook out to go and get the manager they want when they need it? Why are they dilly dallying around stupid decisions and
Right.
like? So you got
Now that you've
Rangnick
brought
there.
it up, bro, now that you've brought it up, we will talk about the manager situation.
Okay, yeah, go
But
ahead.
we've got a comment from Darren. I just wanted to bring this up because it's something I've thought about this as well. So I'll let you read it, Shaz. Does Ronaldo pick and choose his games that he wants to play? Example, Man City away. He wasn't injured for that game and he knew United were going to get beat and didn't want to play. Now, I don't think it's that he picks and chooses. From my understanding, the manager, big man Ralph, wanted to go with a different system. He didn't want to have Ronaldo in the team because he would have had to play. Well, if you've got Ronaldo in your team, you have to play to Ronaldo's strengths.
Yeah,
And
but
he didn't want to do
my
that
point.
against Man City. He wanted to play a different game, which is why he didn't play Ronaldo. That's my
Yeah.
understanding. Now, I might be wrong. I might be 100% wrong, but that's my understanding of what
Well,
happened in that game.
we know he wasn't injured because he flew off to Portugal.
Maybe
My
he asked
take
for a
on
break. Maybe he asked for a break. Maybe the manager said, you know what, I'm not playing you in this game because I want to try a different system and that's going to work without you. Now,
bro, if you're not gonna play him against Man City, then
to be
what's
fair,
the
we should have
point?
played him against Man City. He's our biggest player that we have in the team. Him and Pogba, Bruno. We needed to have all of them playing, but manager's decisions, manager's decision, or as this comment says,
Yeah,
could it have been Ronaldo's decision?
I don't agree with Rannich's decision. He should have played. I think that
Mm.
was just boardroom politics, but no, I would have played him.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, nice one,
definitely.
Darren. Thank you for your
I
commentary.
would definitely play Ronaldo against Man City. We may have actually stood a chance of winning if we had him. As soon as I saw the team sheet, Ronaldo wasn't on it. I'm like, we've lost this game. It's
I
over.
remember the message you sent me. You guys like WTF is this? What the fuck
Yeah,
is this? And I was
yeah.
like, oh
What
shit.
is this team, man? Is this guy joking? Yeah, I
I said as
remember,
soon
man.
as
I
I saw that,
remember.
I said, yeah, I'll not watch it. I'll just
Allow
turn it
it.
off.
Allow it. Right. So what we'll do, bro, is there's a couple of other things that we do need to talk about, but we'll get on to the manager's situation. Now, my understanding is obviously Ragnick is obviously heavily involved in the process of the next manager because he's staying on as in a consultancy role. No, I think firstly we need to talk about Ragnick. He's he's done a lot of change. He's made a lot of changes at United.
Yeah,
You can see that he's made changes with the players. He's made changes with the setup, and I think we need to keep him because that's a bit of consistency with the team, not the
yeah.
players, but the team as a whole. Now, he's going to instill his type of philosophy onto the new manager, right? So the new manager is just going to be coming in and playing Ranieri's way of football. That's what it's going to be. Let's be honest. It's not going to be Ranieri's
That's
going to
not
be over here
necessarily.
doing the consultancy role, and the manager's going to be over here doing whatever the heck he wants. Ranieri's going to be there, and he's going to be telling the manager, "We're playing this team. This is the way you play. This is the team
That's
you need to
probably.
play."
So just let me jump in on that. So that's not
Go for it.
necessarily a bad thing considering the fact that he's got the best start of Sancho last couple of weeks.
He has,
So
yeah.
Sancho is not.
Sancho's played really well these last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So Sancho is showing his worth now. So I
Mm-hmm.
think there is some method to the madness that we're seeing. But obviously there's a lot of pain that you have to endure before you see the good times. But yeah,
No, definitely. Now, with the manager, obviously, there was a four-man shortlist from what I've read online. There's been four managers involved. We know two of them is Poch and Ten Hag, who we're going to be talking about later on in this video. But the other two, I think one was Tuchel from Chelsea, which is off the cards now. Like he's not coming in. United don't want him anymore. And the fourth one, I don't know his name, but he's not wanted anymore either. The the manager shortlist, from what I understand now, is down to two men. So it's Ten Hag and Poch. Now,
why are we even having this discussion, bro?
exactly, bro. This is
Perfect
what I
Ten
wanted
Hag.
to talk about, because
Why are we having
there's
this
a lot of
discussion?
Man United fans saying we need Poch.
No, we don't need Poch.
Now,
No.
the only thing I can say to those Man United fans, bro, is this.
Go back to sleep.
Well, they can get this, bro. They're going to get the middle finger from me. Right? And I'm going to explain to you why, right? Poch is a good manager, right? He's done all right with his career, right? He started off at Southampton. He did well there. He jumped over to Tottenham, and between the two teams, I think he was there for 4 or 5 years between Spurs and Southampton. Is that right? About 5 years between two teams in the Prem.
I think he was at 2 years at Southampton, and he spent 4 years at 4 or 5 years at Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, so about 5-6 years then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in that 5 to 6 years, what did he win?
Nothing.
Right. And now he's been at PSG for what, a couple of seasons now?
Yeah.
Right. And what's he won there? When I say that, is what has he won different to other PSG managers?
Nothing.
Right. So he's won nothing in the Prem that's for two teams. He's won nothing for PSG that they haven't already won before without him. So what's he going to do at United, bro?
That's why I said to you. So if you can't manage Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar, how are you going to go manage Ronaldo, Pogba, and
And
Fernandes?
PSG is still in the Champions League. They are, aren't they?
No, they got knocked out, bro. Real Madrid knocked them out.
Okay.
PSG were
Exactly.
2-1 up.
That's my point, bro. That's my point.
Yeah.
So he's got Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, and he still can't win the Champions League, right? Now, saying that, Messi is, as people say, he's one of the best players in the world, along with Ronaldo, right? Two of the best players. I'm not going to say who I think's better. I think we all know that. But he's had Messi in his team, and Messi has scored 3 goals this season, right? Maybe 3 or 4 goals this season for PSG. That's less goals than Mason Greenwood has scored for Man United this season. And that guy's been in prison for the past, or he's not been in the team or whatever for the past few months, right? And Messi still can't outscore him. The guy hasn't played for what? It's been 2 or 3 months now that he hasn't played.
Yeah.
And Messi still can't score more goals than him. Why would we want a manager that can't get the best out of Messi, bro?
Messi isn't enjoying life in French league. Let's be honest.
No, that's not the point, though. That's not the point, bro. The point is, Poch is his manager, and Poch can't get the best out of him in a farmers' league, which is like, what are you even doing then? Like, so this is what I'm trying to say. Darren's just nailed it right on the head here, bro. Poch couldn't do it. A PSG team with that team can't handle the big players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So how is he going to come into Man United with big players, right? Let's say we've still got Ronaldo. We've got Bruno. Let's say Pogba stays. 3 big, influential players. And let's be honest, all 3 of them have big egos, right? How is he going to handle them 3? And then you've got younger players like Rashford coming in, and maybe Varane. I don't think Varane's got a bit of an ego, but he's a big player. Very influential player. You've got De Gea, who's our number 1 goalkeeper, and he's probably got a big ego as well. And then you've got Harry Maguire, who's got a big head, not a big ego, a big head, right? So how is he going to handle these type of players at United if he can't handle them at PSG?
Well, it's funny. So there's one common thing that sums up everything you just said about the players. They're actually born winners. So these guys are serial winners and know how to win. The problem is you need the mentality, you need that manager mentality that we need to go all out, guns blazing, dominate. But right now, Pochettino isn't that man that's going to do that. I don't want to see him.
Poch has never been that man. No matter what team he's been at, he's never been that man that's going to do it for him. I think he's been overhyped since his days at Southampton. He did really well with Southampton. I'm not going to lie to you, right? He did well with Southampton, and people started hyping him up so much that he actually have ended up at Spurs, right? He was so hyped up at Spurs, like, oh yeah, he's going to win us the league. He's going to win us this. He didn't do fuck all. Right?
Let's be honest.
That's all I'm saying on Poch. He did nothing, bro. And if he
No,
comes to
no,
United, he's going to do
yeah,
nothing.
no one's winning anything at Spurs anyway. That's the story.
Exactly. But that's a different story altogether, isn't it, bro? So the other manager that's on the short list is Ten Hag. Right? Now, the reason I think this guy is the man for the job at United is because he knows how to rebuild a team. Like, look, he's rebuilt Ajax. He's completely changed Ajax. Like, how long has he been at Ajax? About four years, I think, or is it longer?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years, right? And before that, you hardly heard much about Ajax, let's be honest. But since he's been there, every year you hear more and more from Ajax. You hear more of the players there. You hear more of the performances that they're making there. And obviously, the performances that Van der Beek had there was the reason United bought him.
Very true.
The way United have dealt with Van der Beek is a different story altogether. We'll get on to that later. But the point I'm trying to make is Ten Hag knows how to rebuild a team. He knows how to work with his team. And I think he knows how to control those big egos in his team. And that's the type of player, that's the type of manager that we need at United, who can control the players the way he wants them to. He can control the players in a way that they do what he needs them to do. He can get the best out of them. Now, my understanding is Ten Hag has had an interview at Man United. I don't know how it was. I don't know if he flew over or it was a phone interview, whatever it was. He's had an interview on Monday with Man United. Things went really well. Just one sec. There are a couple of little bits that I wrote down on my phone regarding it. He's been interviewed for the United job. He's understood to have spoken with the club on Monday. Where are the other things? Now, Man United's most pressing issue is time. They want to give the new manager as long as possible to get to grips with the task of rebuilding the squad that he's obviously going to inherit. Now, what that means to me is that United need to give the new manager time, similar to the way Liverpool have given Klopp.
Yeah.
And they need to give him the checkbook as well and say, here's a checkbook, go buy who you need to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is an interesting one that I've got here. Ten Hag and Poch were in a close race to be the next Man United manager. After they spent weeks putting together files on both players or researching basically both players, they now believe it is Ten Hag who can be the next manager for at least the next 5 years. So whoever signs as the next manager is going to get a 5-year contract. Now, that manager who is coming in, his main task is going to be to take United back to the summit of English and European football.
I think that's a good statement.
Do you think after hearing that, Shaz, Poch can do that?
No.
Has Poch taken PSG to the summit of European football?
No, he hasn't.
So how's he going to take United? Like, he's got, let's be honest, he's got some brilliant players over at PSG. Obviously, Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi are the big three. Like, there's top 3 players, not just in PSG, but around the world. They're some of the best players around the world.
No, I agree, but
you can't win a Champions League with them.
You gotta understand, like you said, they've got to follow the same thing that Klopp did. So
yeah,
it's going to be work in progress. So what you got to realize is Ten Hag will come in, the philosophy will be set like you talked about, which is good. They just need to drill into the players a little bit of stability, a little bit of coaching, which has been missing since Fergie left. And then we'll have to see. But like I said, there will be pain along the way because unfortunately it's not a quick win. It's not just going to be like, oh, he is a new manager, he is a title. It's gonna take a lot of rework because these guys they've not had coaching for the last 4 or 5 years anyway.
No, so correct yourself there, bro. They've had Mike Phelan and Michael Carrick coaching them for the past 4 or 5 years.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
So basically, they've had no coaching.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So there's a little thing that I want to talk about Pogba before we obviously move on. So it's a very interesting situation that you have with Pogba right here. It's because since January, he's had the opportunity to speak to clubs outside of the Premier League to sign a pre-agreement with them, but he hasn't signed any pre-agreement with any team. Now, rumours are that he's actually looking to stay in the Premier League, which I'm not going to be happy with if he does, because I don't want to be seeing one of my favourite players, who is a current United player, play against us. Right now, saying that, I still believe that the right thing for Pogba to do for his own career is to leave Man United, because when he came in, we paid 96 million for him, right?
Yeah.
You buy a player for 96 million, you should be building your team around him.
That's the problem. So 96 million.
United didn't do nothing with their team different when Pogba was in it. They put him in a position that he doesn't like playing, or he's not a regular player in that position, and they expected him to carry on his performances like he did with France for United, or from Juve to United. It doesn't work that way, and I don't think Solskjaer understood that.
Well, he was under Mourinho for a few years.
He did all right under
Mourinho,
Mourinho. He did all right under Mourinho. I'll be honest
yeah.
with you, but
Oli
it's
was
when
never gonna
Solskjaer
get.
came in that Pogba's positioning was wrong. The way he
Yeah,
was
because
used in the
Oli
team.
didn't know, mate. Oli didn't know, bro, because he's not been a manager at a top club before. It was kind of
Let's
like
talk about Solskjaer here for a sec, bro. Solskjaer has managed Mold and Cardiff before he came to United, right? So let's be honest. He's never had to deal with bigger players like Pogba, like Bruno, like Ronaldo. He's never had to deal with these type of players who have these big names and big egos,
exactly, yeah.
and he didn't know how to handle them.
No, that is true.
And it's
He
just sad
struggled.
because I would have loved to see a team built around Pogba. And the way you do that is you put Pogba in his position where he wants to play, where he is guaranteed to give you a 10-10 performance every week. You give him that position because a player like him, when he's on form every week, bro, that's dangerous for any other team to come and play against him.
Yeah, very true. It's I think you can get the
Oh,
best out of
wow.
him.
Sorry, Shaz, there's a bit of breaking news here from Darren. Italy won't be at the World Cup this year. They've just lost 1-0 to Macedonia.
Oh wow,
So I think they're out of
qualifiers.
the qualifiers, so they're not going to be going to the World Cup. That's crazy.
Oh
That's
wow,
crazy because
yeah,
they are a big team, man. Wow.
mm, that is
But
crazy.
let's go back to Pogba, because what I think Pogba's going to do, obviously, he's going to have to wait till summer before he decides who he's signing with. Now, I think he will wait till the summer, see who United have as their new manager, have a word with the manager and see what he wants from Pogba. And if that's
Yeah,
different from what Pogba can offer, Pogba's gone. And I won't be surprised if he ends up at Chelsea. Do
I hate to say it, I think you might be right.
you know what?
Hope
If Pogba went to Chelsea, Chelsea will be very dangerous if they played him right. If they used him right, which Tuchel will probably do, there will be a dangerous team next season. Very dangerous. But right now, the way it stands, United don't deserve to keep Pogba because of the fans and the way they've turned on him. But if Pogba started playing every week and he was scoring goals and assisting, those fans would change their mind in a heartbeat, bro.
no, I agree, but that's kind of the problem that
So
uh,
they can't stand by a player through his bad performances, but when he starts playing well, oh yeah, he's our player, he's our best player, he's one of us. Dickhead, 2 weeks ago you were slating him, and now you're his best friend. Come on.
yeah, no, I agree. I think for myself, it's like you can't be two-faced about it. It's like it's either one thing or another. You either back the player, let him outshine himself, let him excel. But then the problem is you can't have it both ways. Oh yeah, he's our player now because he's done well. Oh no, he's not our player because he's done shit.
Exactly,
Yeah,
bro. Exactly, man. Like, I don't know, man. We're gonna have to revisit some of these topics in another video in a couple of days or next
exactly.
week,
Yeah,
something, bro.
yeah,
Uh,
no doubt.
I know we are strapped for time today because we've both got got to head off in a bit. But there's one thing that we haven't really talked about since it happened, right? Now, it's a very touchy subject for some people, right? And for some people, it's not. Now, like I said at the start of this show, this is the finished article, and like nothing's off the table on this show. We will talk about things that we probably shouldn't be talking about. Let's be honest, yeah, Shaz. So Shaz knows where I'm going with this. Shaz knows exactly where I'm going with this. So we're going to talk about that piece of shit, Mason Greenwood. Right. So Shaz's reaction to that is funny, man. Hilarious. I love it, Shaz. You're like, oh shit, we're going there, are we? Yeah, we are, bro. I told you at the start, even before we came on, we're talking about him. Now, the reason I want to talk about it is because it's been what? It's been about a month or two now since he got arrested and all that, yeah?
Yes, correct.
And obviously he's not been charged yet. He's not been charged with anything yet. The investigation's still ongoing. He's probably got a court date set for a trial, whatever, right? He's not been heard of since. Maybe the first 2 weeks it came out, the news, people were talking about it, but since then it's died down. The guy's a scumbag. He's a piece of shit. And the reason I want to talk about it is because it's about Manchester United. He's a Man United player, or at the moment, he probably could be a former player with what's going on with the investigation. If he gets charged, he's going to get released from his contract, and that's going to be it. His career's over, and he's what, 19, 20, 21?
19, yeah.
19, 20. Like, the guy's career's over before it started. So he's ruined it himself. And I don't feel sorry for him at all. But the reason we have to talk about it is because such a young player was pushed into the spotlight so quickly, and now he's just disappeared out of thin air, bro. He's just disappeared at his own accord, out of what he's done himself. He's put himself in this position. And there was one post that I read online that has made me obviously talk about this today, because the post pissed me off so much, bro. Someone posted, did I send you a screenshot of it, Shaz?
You sent me something about Paulo Dybala, not about
No, but even before that, bro, before that. I'm going to try and find it now. I'm sure I sent you a copy, bro. No, I haven't sent it you, bro. But forget about that. The post was a Man United fan coming out saying that United need to bring Mason Greenwood back because he hasn't been charged and he's probably innocent.
That is probably...
Let that linger for a minute, bro. Let that linger. Right. The guy's a piece of shit. We know what he's done, and it's probably the evidence against him proves that he's done it, right? Let's be honest. There's nothing within that evidence that you could go in and say, like, he's not done this. Do you know what I mean?
Why do you think it's taken so long for them to charge him? Then I don't understand what's your take on it.
I think obviously they have to do a full investigation, bro. Still,
okay.
I really don't know why it is taking so long. His bail expiry date is confirmed as of April 30th, after his arrest on suspicion of rape, sexual assault, and threats to kill. His bail will expire on April 30th.
So next month, yeah.
So the end of next month. So correct me if I'm wrong. If his bail expires, does that mean he has to go back into custody?
So he's been released on bail, and they've got until the 30th to basically charge him or extend the sentences. Basically, the way I understand it. But for me, I think it's just dragging on far too long, because surely they should have made the decision by now.
So basically, I've just had a quick Google there, bro. What it means is that his bail expires on the 30th, so the police are going to make their decision of whether it's going to go further or not by that date. So within the next 4 to 5 weeks, we will know, what fate lies for him in the future at United. So by the 30th of April, his contract at United could have been torn up, thrown out the window. He's
exactly.
never
So
going to
stay
play for
tuned.
a big club again. He's never going to play in the Premier League. He's never going to play in La Liga, Bundesliga, or somewhere like that. He's probably going to, best case scenario, he might get a championship team or League One. And that's not going to be straight away. People are going
Yeah,
to have to wait, 5, maybe 6 years to, let it all disappear from everywhere. And then maybe someone signs him if he's lucky enough. Like, I don't understand how you can ruin your career by doing something stupid like that, especially at that age.
money gets to your head,
Money got to
unfortunately,
his head
and
so quickly. Like, he hit fame really quickly at United. Like, let's be honest, he was one of the best young prospects in the team
by a mile, mate, by a
by a
mile.
mile, bro. He was. There's no taking away that he was very talented, and he still is talented. But that talent's now going to go to waste because of the stuff that he's done and the situation that he's put himself in. Now, there's another player I want to quickly talk about. I know you've got to go in a bit, Shaz. Is Anthony Alanga. Like,
Oh, okay.
he's been pushed into the same situation as Mason Greenwood was when he was young. Like, he's been put into the spotlight at United, and he scored some crucial goals for us in some big games. But you can tell by the type of person he is, he's very level-headed, and he's not letting it get to him. He's keeping himself grounded because I'm guessing he just doesn't want to end up like Mason Greenwood, or he doesn't want to end up with a big ego too early. Like, let's be honest, like Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, I agree, and this is one thing about Alanga that I did, but I have to bring this bit up. So, just my last point before we jump off the show, but you saw in the Champions League game how Alanga had that chance to, I think, equalize or
Yeah,
no, score first.
it
Sorry,
was score first right at the
score
start
first.
of the game. Yeah,
But yeah, but it hit the keeper's face. So weirdly enough, so
weird
Alanga
save.
will learn. Oh mate, that was crazy. Uh, he'll learn from that experience. But this is where you need that ruthless killer instinct that uh, young players have. I think United's problem is that you get a big player and then he'll be hyped up so much, fame will get to people's heads that they lose sight of what they are, human beings. And so there's a Scottish player called David Woolley, I think his name. Apologies if I got the name wrong, but he got done for a same incident that Mason Greenwood did recently, but he was
Well,
never officially charged. But the difference is any club this guy has tried to sign with, everybody does a protest and does
they don't want
disassociate
him there because
themselves.
of what's
So
yeah,
Greenwood will be in the same position, even
hundred
though he
percent,
hasn't been
hundred
charged or
percent, bro.
whatever.
It's
He's
like
done because no one's going to
he's
take
done,
that
mate.
chance on
He's
him.
done. He's 19-year-old and he's done. He's gonna have to go back to college and university, find another
Yeah,
career.
exactly. Yeah,
And that's not me being sarcastic or anything. That's me being truthful. His career as a footballer is over unless he goes to a league abroad
Saudi
where they
League.
might take him somewhere like the Chinese league might take him. Um, what's the other league called? The Indian Football League that they've come out, like the Indian
Yeah,
Premier League, whatever it's
Indian
called.
Premier League. Yeah,
And then you've got there's the there's the league in United Arab Emirates. What's it called, man?
oh yeah, I know which one you're on about. I can't remember the name off the top of my head,
Like,
but
those
yeah,
type of leagues might take a player like that, especially with him being so talented.
yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We can't say.
That's it. The UAE Pro League it's called.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, man. I just think the guy's just ruined himself, and he's given Man United a bad name, along the way as well. Because let's be honest, Man United have been associated with him. In every article that's been written about him so far, it says Manchester United player Mason Greenwood.
well, until they release him, then that's what they're
Yeah,
gonna know on this.
of course, yeah. But at the moment, like, he's not training with any of the squads or anything. He's just at home. He's been told, like, stay away from the club until further notice. And I think if he gets charged, it's going to be your contract's done, mate. You're terminated. Get Arnold Schwarzenegger him and say hasta la vista, baby. It's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, bro, on that? What are your thoughts on him? and the whole situation.
But sad to see someone so young ruin his career for stupidity.
Let's be honest, he's not just ruined his career though; he's ruined his life, and
That's
he's
what I mean.
ruined that young girl's life as well.
Well, that's
That's
what I
the
mean.
main
So
thing that he's done. He's ruined her life.
that's what I mean. So literally one moment of stupidity literally has not only cost him but the girl's life. He's thrown his career. Even if he wanted to do something outside of football, he's still gonna have a criminal record because if whatever
Yeah, that's
happens,
gonna.
he'll
If he
be
gets
painful
charged
by
for
it.
that, that's gonna stay on. He's you know he's gonna have that on his file as a sex offender or whatever it is.
Yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. But it'll be interesting to see how this develops over the next couple of weeks, months,
I
and we'll keep
think
you updated on
towards
this
the end of
channel.
April, we're gonna start hearing more about it, or mid-April, because
Yeah,
his bail expires on the 30th of April. So we are definitely gonna hear where the police are taking this.
yeah, no
So
doubt.
one question I want to ask, I know we have to go soon, bro. Sorry. One last question. What are your thoughts on if this gets resolved behind closed doors? Like, we don't really hear what happens. There's a payout, she gets money, and it's swept under the rug type of thing.
It wouldn't surprise me, because it's
Because
been
if
done,
that
like I mentioned, the Scottish player.
yeah, I mean, if that happens though, he's not going to get charged. So if that happens, United might keep him.
No, but if sponsors have dropped him, no sponsor is going to pick up and say, "Look, we want to be associated with you."
That's different though. That's different. He's had sponsorships, like personal sponsorships himself. Obviously,
Yeah,
those are gone. Those are gone. They're out the window. Those have been ripped up and thrown away in the bin straight away. But United have a difficult decision to make. If it goes down the route that it's the case is resolved behind closed doors without going to trial, and he's not charged with anything, then that still means, well, in the law, that means he's innocent because he's not being charged.
yeah,
So at that point, do United say he's innocent, we're going to keep him? Or do United say it's been resolved behind closed doors, he made a payout, so that means he's guilty, he's gone? Like, what are United going to do? Like, where does that leave United in that situation? Do you know what I mean?
they're in a no-win situation either way, bro.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
he
Either
gets
way, they've lost him. Either way, he's
either
gone, I
way,
think.
either
Either
way,
way
he's
that it
gone.
goes, he's gone, and they've lost a very talented young player that could have been one of the best players in England in the next 6 years or so. Because
No
obviously,
doubt.
if he continued the way he were, he would have eventually made the England team and probably would have been England's number one striker in the next 5 years. Because Harry Kane, let's be honest, Harry Kane's Harry Kane, isn't he, bro?
That's for a different. That's for a different podcast.
That's for a different show
That's for
completely,
different.
bro. That's going to be for a different show completely. Nah, boy, it's been good having this show back, bro. It's been good talking about Man United for once. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Over to Shaz to give his final thoughts on what we've talked about and everything.
No, as Shaz summed up, great show. Great to be back on. Great to talk about things Man United. We will be covering more shows in the next couple of weeks. We just got to work a few logistics out.
Yep.
But stay tuned, and as always, we'll keep you updated with what's happening with the channel. We really appreciate everyone that's tuned in tonight. And until next time, have a good evening, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
And in memory of Scott Hall, give me a 2 sweet.